Welcome back to Wedding Mayhem. How are you?
Good. You?
I'm all right. Last show.
I know. Are we saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one that we're recording with you before you go off.
Yeah. We've got just under 4 weeks now. Big girl. Big girl.
I don't think so. I think you're really neat now.
No, yeah.
I think
we're £5.12 at the minute, apparently.
Yeah. You ballooned really quickly, and I think you've stayed the same.
One of the school mums said that to me, and she hasn't seen me in months. She said, all of a sudden, she said, and you seem the same. So I was like, cool.
There you go.
So don't you say anything, I can hear you probably giggling. Yeah. Shaming me again. Called me Jim a minute ago. How rude.
No, you called yourself Jim. Yeah, I think you were fine.
Because I slumped down on the sofa and I said, if I start looking like the dad from Royal Family, just shout Jim. So that's what we're going to do.
Right.
So you did the marathon. Sorry, I just realised you sat there with your medal on, like, ask me. Sharon done the marathon.
I finished. That was bloody hot. It was so hot. So hot. It was 57,000 people. There was no air. It was hell on earth.
Did anything serious happen to anyone?
Oh God, everything. I think somebody had a cardiac arrest at 5k, so I hadn't even started. God. Everybody survived, as far as we're aware now.
Yeah.
But people were falling down in front of us, heat stroke. They run off. Some of them run off too fast. But you can imagine 57,000 people in central London on tarmac, and there was no air. No air, and then people were just fainting.
Is that how many people do the marathon? 57,000 people.
Yeah, I got
Jesus.
We got a world record.
What was that?
A Guinness World Record for the only marathon to have the highest amount of finishes over the line. So we all get a Guinness World Record certificate.
I wonder how many people actually just give up.
Well, 57,400 and something, and 56,000. So only 1,000 didn't finish.
Wow. Is there a cut-off point where, so people could say, if I could do it, but I might finish Tuesday?
12 hours.
You've got 12 hours, and then they'll just say, right, stop running.
There's a woman that was 0.3 miles away from the finish line, and she got pulled off because the 12-hour was up.
And she didn't get a medal. Oh, that's so sad.
I can get them on eBay now.
Why don't you give her one? You can put yours up. You've got 10. Start making some money. Oh, that's really sad.
It was really, really sad. It was, and a woman in front of me passed out, hit her head on the floor. Luckily, I just picked up some ice from the ice station, so we were packing ice on her head and on the back of her neck and brought her around. She finished. Yeah. Another woman got tripped over, took all the skin off her arm, and later on we found out that she'd broken her collarbone. But she got patched up and she finished.
Oh my God.
It was just carnage.
Don't people have like the nipple problem? Like
the boys. I didn't see any bleeding nipples this time. But
why is it just the boys? Because it rubs. Why don't girls get it?
I think it's because they've got harder nipples.
Have they?
I don't know. Somebody corrects me if I'm wrong. But it's definitely a boy thing.
Definitely challenge a man right now with nipples. So.
It's definitely a boy thing, but I Vaseline everything. Everything gets Vaselined.
Oh.
Not
Vaseline.
Because of any friction or anything like that. And I don't get any, I lose toenails and stuff like that, but I don't get any blisters or anything. But the people's...
Oh, yeah, you don't get blisters, do you?
Yeah, people's feet were messes afterwards. They pulled off their sock and all their skin was coming off.
People's feet.
Feet.
Look at your feet.
But big shout out to Tony Roberts.
Oh yeah, because he done it.
Who's been a guest
when he finished it, didn't he?
He did finish it, and that man has lost 10 stone. And he did it for prostate cancer because he just recently lost his brother. And one of his other brothers also had prostate cancer, and he did it in 5 hours 22. Absolutely amazing, considering it's first marathon. Really good.
Do they give you an average for like a first time runner?
No,
how many?
Because it's individual, isn't it? But most people are between 4.5 and 6.5.
Where were you with compared to your others?
I was 6:17.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't stopped for all we're working out all my stops, so I hadn't stopped for everybody.
Yeah. Just saving lives left, right, and centre, saving feet and nips.
I probably would have got in an hour earlier, 45 minutes earlier. But it's just to be fair. It was about finishing. Even in the park waiting, I had an asthma attack. By mile 7, I'd emptied 2 inhalers. Text John going...
I can imagine you being up and then just throwing them and then being
like...
And then like picking someone up with your cape, putting ice on them, dropping them, carrying on.
I have a funny story. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, yes.
Big shout out to Tony Roberts. But I saw Arj because he was up on the scaffolding with Mark Wright, who was DJing, and he saw scaffolding.
Was it actually?
It was like a tower.
Stage.
Yeah, it was like a tower. Oh. And
hard hats on.
And Arj spotted me, and he went, Shazam! I went, how's Tony? And he went, amazing. He was jumping up and down on the stage. I'm thinking, shit, that's going to fall down in a minute.
Oh, no.
So big shout out to Arj. That really helped me get on. But the cape thing, because I wore a Batman cape in memory of my dad, who was known as Batman, with a mask. And a mask. And,
this one says mask, actually.
This guy at mile 24, so near Big Ben, or it might have been 25, at Big Ben, just about around the corner, he literally swayed away from me. I caught him, and people on the barrier pushed him, so we got him back upright, and he went, my leg's gone. And I said, I've got Tiger Balm. And he went, you've got Tiger Balm? Like it was an A-class drug, right? Yeah. And so... And he went, can I have some? And we were literally massaging this big, massive bloke's leg.
Meanwhile, John's in the crowd, like...
No, because we're hitting...
Just seeing you going like this to some guy.
I'm hitting his leg. We're trying to get life back into the leg because his leg's got...
You're doing it. Pounding now. It's all going on. Oh my God, right.
And but he went, oh my God, that's really helping. So we managed to get him upright, and he went, you have saved... He said, you've saved my marathon. And I looked at him and went... You just remember, today you were saved by Batgirl.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then I went over to the ground. And I don't know why I did it. And he just looked at me really confused.
I know why you did, because you're bloody Sharon.
he looked at me really confused. And then he saw what I was wearing, and he went...
Oh my God.
So I don't know whether he finished or not, but he was in good shape when I left him. Oh. So, but there we go. That was my marathon number 9.
Meanwhile, all the parents out there will know that Peppa Pig is having a sibling, and so Mummy Pig is pregnant.
No way.
Yes. And they done the gender reveal, I think Friday night.
Peppa Pig had a gender reveal.
Yeah, I think it was Battersea Power Station. They done pink and blue, and then one or something. It was like a big thing. They done a gender reveal. So I found this out on the Saturday, and obviously Elsie Ray was with that was the day after, and then Elsie Ray was with John and my mum. So I've rang and I said, oh, can you tell Elsie Ray, like, because we were saying she thought it was going to be a boy, blah blah blah, and I said, oh, tell Elsie Ray that Mummy Pig's having a girl. And then I could hear her, and she was going, I know. And we're all going, well, how do you know? She was like, I know. And we were like, but it was only announced last night. And she went, I know my mum is having a girl.
Mummy Pig.
She thinks I'm Mummy Pig.
Mummy Pig.
Mummy Pig. She was like, yeah, I'm having a sister. And I'm like, Peppa Pig's having a sister, you're shit. It was so funny, we were all crying.
Oh my God.
And then I was showing pictures of everyone at the baby shower, because she come right at the end just to see who was there. And so I showed her all the pictures. And we have this thing. My mum just lives in black. That's always. My mum's never worn a pair of jeans, like nothing. She just wears black. Black is her. And I went, look at Nana. She had like a really nice, like, I think it was like a white, pink, and like a little like spotty like cherry print dress or whatever, with a little denim jacket. She looked lovely. I was like, look at Nana, she's not in black. And she went, what a bloody miracle! Like that. John nearly crashed the car because we just couldn't stop laughing. She went, it's a miracle.
So we need to brush up on our communication skills then.
Yeah.
And talk about communication. This is a good segue. Welcome to our guest, Richard Ford.
Hello.
Back again.
Back again.
Back
I know.
Again.
You didn't scare me.
I know.
And it's a year, isn't it?
It is a year. So a year ago.
You've got slimmer, I've got bigger.
I know.
And I stayed the same. And this time last year, we did the marathon.
We did.
So there you go. Do you want to put this on again like last year?
You did the marathon as well.
No.
No, you just walked.
You said you were going to do Manchester this year. At the same time, you said, I'll do Manchester.
I know. You inspired me not to do
it.
Do you like running? Do you enjoy a run?
Well, I enjoy it in theory, but I'm not very good at it. I can't remember if I told you last time, but I did a 10K last time.
All right, that's
Third time I did it. Yeah. So if I got to about 3K, I thought I need to just walk a little bit. And then I started again. And I just felt like a really electric shock got my back. And I was just like, you know when you get electric shock in your back at all, and you're like, I can't move for like about 5 seconds.
That girl running past you, was it?
Holy electric shock.
Yeah.
I kept on going, but I checked the record. I collapsed twice. I had to get help.
Oh shit! Oh God!
I checked when I got home. I did 10k in 4 hours.
No way, but you finished
it. was the second
how many
least
is the
in the whole record.
So what was wrong with you?
I don't know. I just got a shock in my
things?
back. Yeah, just one of those things.
Oh my God!
Couldn't walk for a week.
Honestly, I mean, all these people that trained on the day, not trained on the day, trained up until that day, you just can't call it. There was professional people next to me that I was propping up just to get them to the next mile, and then somebody else would take over and we to get them finished.
Is it mainly men, women, or is it both?
Bit of both. A lot more men, I would say, but you know,
like older men or like.
I didn't really stop to ask them their age.
What are the little gel things? I really want to try one. I don't know. I just saw people with these little sachets of gel.
I've got one in the bag. You can have it.
It's
just glucose.
It's just glucose.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could have that in labour.
Could do. Bungs you up. Or goes the other way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think everything comes out when you're giving birth, so I think we're good. Oh, okay. So I've always just, like it's like a trend.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's that?
So we talk about things going wrong on the day. Last time you were in, we had you in as a speechwriter, which you still do.
Yes.
With Life as a Speech.
Yeah.
But we didn't realise until after you left us that you have many strings to your bow.
Well, yeah.
I've never heard that saying before.
No, strings to your bow?
No.
What is it?
Like your bow and arrow?
Yeah, strings to your bow.
Strings to your bow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an actual saying.
It is an actual saying.
It's not like strings to a harp and you said bow.
No.
Okay, cool.
It is now.
She's going soon.
Do you say mask as well?
It depends who I'm speaking to. I might say mask or mask.
You be really careful now, because he's
mask.
a communication coach. He teaches
And that's
how
how
to
you
talk.
you adapt your style to who you're speaking to.
Yeah, well, thank God I don't say bespoke. I spend a lot of time at you. Right, anywho.
Back to you.
So, back to studio.
What do you tell us exactly what you do?
So I'm a communications coach. So a lot of communication obviously is written, speech writing, and verbal, non-verbal, etc. So it's really just working with various different clients, everyday people. On improving the communication, that might be if you want to do well in a team meeting, going for an interview, or even people that are giving public speaking,
it's giving us confidence.
CEOs. So it's ranging everybody.
Right.
Yeah, it's giving confidence really.
Because you always think like people that are confident would be okay speaking. Is that not the case?
I think it's one of those things that everyone can do. So you probably don't think I need to practice doing this.
Yeah.
It's like walking, isn't it? You don't really practice walking.
I should do. I fall over everywhere.
Yeah.
Practice running.
Yeah, she's fell over.
But practice walking, yeah. So it's something that everybody does, but you probably don't think about it and you don't think about how you come across. I think the first time people do is when they watch themselves on a video and go, oh, do I sound like that?
Yeah,
do I look like that?
Yep.
And they might do something about it, only if they really want to sort of change. So yeah, I work with clients who think, there is something I need to work on. Can you advise me? And that might be something that's come up in the future, like a presentation, or it might just be everyday communication. And then part of that is one of the things that I'm here to talk about as well.
Yes.
Is I use hypnotherapy and NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And that's really working again with various different people on various things. And particularlarly brides.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sharon.
Well,
Sharon,
we'll talk about that in a minute.
I'll give you back your medal.
But it's heavy, isn't it?
I think last time I said it looked like I won a competition to be here.
You're the mayor.
Yeah.
She called him the mayor. How does this help people getting married?
Okay, so as you guys will know, and like everybody watching will know, getting married is probably in the top 3 of biggest things you'll ever do.
Yeah.
So it's great and it's a wonderful experience. Yeah. But I love it. Anxiety, nerves, isn't it? You know, you're really panicking.
Yeah.
So much to do.
Yeah.
Our most confident brides coming in are messes as they're collecting their dresses because suddenly nerves have kicked in.
I couldn't imagine walking down an aisle. I physically would not make it down the aisle. I know I wouldn't. I couldn't do it.
I'll take you.
Could not do it.
I've got a story about that in a moment.
Okay.
About working with a bride on that.
Okay.
But yeah, because it's lots of things you've never done before. It's the logistics, it's the planning, it's the finances. So a lot of that comes with stress and a lot comes with anxiety.
Yeah.
So I work with brides who basically want to get through it. And that might be months in advance, and they're thinking, this is just overcoming. This is getting too much. I can't concentrate. Might be the partner saying, I think you need to sort of look into getting something to help you because you're a bit of a mess and you're not functioning in the nicest way. Or it might be just for the day. So you might be worried about the first dance. You might be worried about giving your vows. You might be worried about walking up the aisle.
The staring. I was getting in such a state just walking into my baby shower on Sunday because I knew everyone was going to be there before me.
So the concentration level of attention on you.
It's just everyone looking at me, and I'm like, what do I do with myself? I literally didn't know what to do. I was like, hello, and everyone's just like, and I'm like,
awkwardness.
Like I was just stood there, and then everyone's just at this long table, and I honestly, I was just like, I just didn't know what to do. It's horrible.
Because how many times in life is it that people are going to be staring at you?
No.
Normally.
Yeah.
No.
It's not. And I once worked with a bride who basically was really conscious. Oh, you'll be okay. We'll talk after.
I wasn't even running around London. I wasn't even with you.
No. Yeah, because I feel like you'd just be like, woo, and do something, and I'll be like, fucking Sharon, and then it would just ground me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's just, I just didn't know what to do. I'm like, do I say something? Or, and then I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, there's my nan. Hi, nan. And then I ended up going around kissing like 30 people. And I got halfway down the table, and I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, I need to catch my breath. Because everyone was like, oh, you look lovely. And I'm like, oh, hello, so nice to see you. And then there was someone I hadn't seen for like over a year. And it was my old boss, actually. But we were like that. And really solid. And then that me and her daughter have always stayed in touch. So because they don't live local, they brought her. And then when I saw her, I like nearly like burst into tears. So I was like, I can't believe she's come all this way.
How many people were at your baby shower?
I think it's like 30, was there?
And times that by 10.
Yeah. 10, 5.
Yeah.
No, because I'm going to have 48. Oh no, we'd have a small wedding, but don't put.
But
I've got palpitations now, and I'm not even getting married for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's
a common thing, and that's the same if you're going into any big event, but weddings in particular, because a lot of the focus is on the bride, and
you don't think about it at the beginning.
No.
And I think as well, like, because it's meant to be like the day where you look your best. I remember thinking, obviously it's baby shower. But I remember thinking, some like a couple I don't think I've seen in person pregnant, and I'm like, what if they're looking at me like, oh my god, she's massive, or like just things like that, and I'm thinking, what if they're judging? They're like, oh.
Well, that's what you think, and that's one of the things I work with people is thinking people are not
negative
thinking that. You're your worst own enemy, aren't you? Worst critic of these things, aren't you? Thinking, oh, do I look bad? Do I look... And you won't, because it's your wedding day particularly, but you're conscious of that. And one bride was terrified she was going to trip up. And we've talked about this before, about your actual wedding dress and tripping over that.
Friend that's a fear of
falling over, fainting.
Sort your hems out at your tailoring appointment, girls.
No, I've got a friend that's actually frightened of falling over. Yeah. She was panicking that she was going to walk into my baby shower and fall over. And I was like, but you wouldn't. She was like, yeah, but what if I do? And I'm like, you're not.
So I called you in because I remember this conversation that we had in the green room about the hypnotherapy. And actually, I don't know whether you realise or not, but it was actually Lauren's idea, not just for hypnotherapy, but to speak to somebody because I got a new car.
Who, me?
No, I got a new car.
No, but you said Lauren's, is it me, Lauren?
We talked, we talked. And I got this new car, and for those that don't know me, that are close to me, I have a fear of driving. I was in a very bad accident.
And you don't do motorways. I couldn't believe it.
And I don't do motorways.
So
I will avoid everything. My husband can't go over 60 miles an hour because even if I'm not looking at the speedometer, I know I will break out in sweat. I will start shaking and I'm sick. And it stems from this accident I had. So getting this new car, I'm happy in the van. I'll put it along like Postman Pat, no problem. And but getting this car, it's a proper car. I've got my grandson in that car now, so it's extra responsibility. And I stopped picking you up as soon as I got the car. But you turned that around for me.
Oh, thank you.
So hence the photograph.
Well, I still haven't had a whiz in the new car, but we'll talk about that later. But, yeah.
but that... For me, because the anxiety of even thought about picking up my car keys and going and sitting in the car was awful. And I spent a lot of money on this car, and the fear was that I would never be able to drive.
What about when you rang me and you were like, oh my God, my boot's open. And you were like, do you remember? You were like, I've been driving with my boot open, and I'm like, but it would beep because it's like a new car, and you were like, everything's beeping. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it's the fear, isn't it? Everything that, you know, I drove it back from the car garage and there was such bad traffic, it's been an accident. And I ended up driving, it went into night. And I couldn't find, you were Googling where the light switch was.
Oh, yeah, but
Headlights.
they should come on automatically.
No, I don't know what they did, but, you know, I drove home in the dark basically. But you helped me with hypnotherapy to overcome those fears to the point where I had to dash here last week because we were late in traffic, and I did I'm 20 miles an hour and I'm doing proper speed limits now. I'm a proper grown-up driver.
I was going to say, you're a bloody machine in that van.
Yeah, but that's the van because it didn't go over 40.
You literally go off-roading in the van.
But it felt like
I've gone through the roof.
I was going, but I wasn't going over 40.
Yeah.
30 at the maximum, you know, so... I think anybody that has fear and anxiety with hypnotherapy, you're definitely the person to go to.
Thank you. No, that's really great feedback, and that's rewarding in itself to see people and they come see me and they state these problems, because a lot of this is anxiety. So if you get married, driving, fear of flying, or whatever common ones people have, it's the anxiety. And if you tackle the anxiety and get people in the calm state, which is what hypnotherapy and NLP does, it can make you a better person. It makes you remember that advert, it's you, but on a good day.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And using hypnotherapy, so that's really great that, you know, you are going to go on Formula One now, aren't you?
The weird thing is...
Oh, God, she's bloody applied.
I'm the next presenter on Top Gear.
God. She's the stick. Sharon the stick.
I could easily go onto a racetrack because
we should get you a Brooklands Mercedes-Benz.
I don't know why.
A driving experience.
I don't know why that's different. But I think the responsibility of having people in my car. I never drove with anybody in my van, apart from you. Nobody went in my van, but Lauren. Didn't worry about her.
No, the amount of times I went through the bloody ceiling.
But nobody went in previous cars, you know. So I stopped. I'd go in their cars. I'd make every excuse. Georgia does exactly the same thing. You know, Georgia will only drive in her area. Yeah. I'd only drive in my area. And but weirdly enough, I'd easily go on.
I was the same. I'd never been on a motorway until I moved, and I had to. Otherwise, I couldn't come to work. Really.
Yeah, but you don't think about it. You're so confident driving.
No, but I was a mess. I was a really bad. I still can be a bit nervous, but now I'm just like, oh my God, the motorway is actually the easiest bit of road to drive on. Well, my bit, anyway.
Do you want to talk about how you cured me?
How I cured you? Well, it's interesting because it depends on what your actual issue you have when you come to see me. So, for example, with driving, it's really understanding, well, what's the trigger? What causes you to get this anxiety, these nerves? How do you feel?
She's got red hair. I see the colour red coming through.
She's looking at you, Lauren. What triggers it? So once you understand that, then you can kind of focus on, okay, so this is the trigger, this is what causes it, and then it obviously builds up when you're on the road, etc. Or when you get married. It ramps up, it ramps up because then it becomes real.
Yeah.
So if you could try and nip it in the bud before it gets to that stage, that's great. So it's really understanding what the triggers are, what you feel like, so you can really think, okay, well, what is the best way? Because there's various different types of hypnotherapy you can use. Pretty much this, and we'll talk about this in a bit, but pretty much the same level, but different techniques that I've done with yourself as well. Yeah. And NLP is similar.
Right, you need to tell me what this is because I've been waiting to ask.
Yeah, NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. Right. So it's basically giving you a bit of a toolkit of how to approach different situations.
Oh, didn't you told us this last time, didn't you?
Yeah, but you weren't here for that. We completely missed it.
That was a side
point.
But
was it like things you can hear and you focus on that?
Yeah.
Was it that?
That's
and like your senses and all that. I remember having this conversation with you.
Yeah, so a really good one, which I can do now for your viewers if you want, is an anchoring tool.
Do you do it on you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called anchoring.
Mm-hmm. Anchor me.
Yeah, I'll anchor you.
Sounds wrong.
So basically, what I want you to do then, Lauren, is, and it helps sometimes if you close your eyes.
Okay.
And this is a
Watch my belly
tool you
start
can
going
really
nuts.
use when you feel you're going to be anxious. So get yourself just calm, relaxed.
Don't be shouting, Jim, I'm getting comfortable.
And what I want you to do is think of a time in your life when you were strong and powerful, or maybe calm and confident, when you really felt content and confident.
What if you can't find one?
Well, just
I'm actually trying to
it
think
could
of
be
one.
any little thing. It doesn't have to be a massive event. It could be when you're on holiday. It could be a big event. So think about that and try and visualize it in your mind. Have you got an event? You don't have to tell me what it is. So what we need to do, Lauren, is just really make it bigger, make it stronger, make it more colourful. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? Really build it up. How strong you felt, how confident, how relaxed, how you would love to be in situations like that again. And when you feel it's its strongest, just squeeze your fingers.
That.
Yeah. And that's it. And then what I would normally do is get them back to a calm state. So this is where you just kind of just think of a normal state, how you would be. And then we would just build up again.
Oh, Sharon's just walked in.
And that's got you calm.
I've been sitting here really quiet, really supporting you.
But when you said just come back to normal, I'm like, Sharon's walked in, ruined it.
But
Well, no, it's good because then you get to a neutral state.
you need to come back in.
And then you build it up again.
Yeah.
And
Well, I just put myself on... Where was I?
I was
on holiday.
The last one you went to.
Yeah, I
I
was
knew
in
you would do
Tenerife.
that.
No, because I did. I felt really
had a
nice
great
then.
then.
Just like, I wasn't doing this just to get rid of her, but I also really loved the kids club.
Yeah.
So we'd get that little hour. And you know, when you're just all
Yes.
relaxed and you've just got the breeze, and I just thought, and I think that is where I'm going to go when I'm in labour.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thanks, you found me my place.
what you do is before you think I'm going to get to this stage and you've built yourself up, so maybe you do this 10 times every day, and then when you actually need it,
You can get to it quicker.
you can
is
just
that
do
why?
that. Yeah,
That's why
and then
you
the
need to
normal
practice it.
feelings should come back to you of how strong, powerful, calm, confident, whatever you felt should just come back.
I'm
So it's
such
kind
a-
of
My
like...
breathing completely changed.
Okay.
And I know you weren't relaxed because you knew that we were watching
Yeah, and
you.
they've got lights and
But
Go again,
your hand went down a little bit. You could tell that
my
you
belly
had-
started moving because she's just like, "Whoa, we're in Tenerife."
She was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, when you smell something and it brings back loads of memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar to that.
What's
You
a good
cast
What's a
yourself
good
back.
calming? Is it classic lavender?
Lavender
I
is
need
good,
to get
yeah.
an oil. Yeah.
Oh, I've got some.
And
at home.
then okay. And then what was the other thing? I tell you what, I did find that I need to try and because I get so distracted. I'm really bad. Like I remember when I was doing hypnobirthing when I was pregnant, and it would take me so long because I'd be like, oh, just had someone sniff, and then I'm like, wonder who that was that just sniffed, or da 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 da. And even in there, because I'm on holiday, there's like people being noisy in the pool, and I'm like trying to block them out.
Yeah, but that's what you do.
Yeah,
You know, that's what
weird, isn't it? But I've always got to find like extra noises.
I used your technique when I was running because I had to dig deep, and I had these.
I woke up 2 days later in a bush.
I had these. Stanley, I just want to go out with you. We had these beads of courage that get given to the children with cancer after the marathon. So we give them back to them, and every time they go for a treatment and stuff like that, they get a little badge. A little bead. And there were times, obviously, where that was when I looked down and realised that was my why, but sometimes that wasn't enough, and I was giving up. And I did this, and you were in my head. I could actually hear your voice, and I remember the techniques that we did together. And before I knew it, I was 2 miles down the road, and it was brilliant. You know, but it does work. I'm a bit of a skeptic. I know. I
I know, I 100% believe that.
But
my mum.
But that first session that you did with me was like amazing. I felt so calm, and I'm never normally calm. maybe calm on the outside, but I'm not calm on the inside. But
Yeah.
you gave me tools to help me feel calmer
Yeah.
and stop panicking.
Yeah, and people can be skeptic, but it's just being open to it, because that example I said about the smell, people have had that before, so you think, well, this will work as well, the anchoring.
Yeah.
And also, you mentioned about the beads. A lot of people, I do this sometimes, like twiddle something or play with the hair or something because they might be anxious, and that calms them down.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but you're just using a controlled way of doing it. So
Is it
you're
like a circuit breaker?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of resetting something or promoting something. So you're just getting yourself out of the zone into a different zone.
Yeah.
So it's like breathing, deep breathing, I want to relax. So hypnotherapy and NLP kind of helps you in that way too.
And I have done stuff like this before, but not on the level that we did it. And, you have got all these apps that you can get, and they are good. We did our Zoom yesterday, and I said, I was so overwhelmed with doing the marathon, and things I saw out there, like people falling down with people bleeding from the head and God knows what else. And
It's not funny, this is what you said.
it's not funny. It's not. It was horrific. But we're, and trying to block out those memories so you have the good memories was really hard. So I put my Calm on, and and it was a sleep. It was the sleep one as well. But I was digging up the allotment at the same time. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be like relaxing. And there I was not, because I wasn't even listening to it. So I think that's the difference from doing these apps to having you, because it makes you grounded. It makes you stay there.
Because the apps are good. But you make a point, and this is why hypnotherapy is good, because it allows you just to be in the zone, because we're all busy. We're all doing multiple things, watching television, on your phone, with kids, and everything at once. And in modern day life, you're pretty much doing 5 things at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can't focus on one thing and give it your best.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in a session with hypnotherapy, it just calms all that and just gets you into a state where you can just be calm in a situation. It really just implants that kind of calm into a nervous situation.
It does really help when you've got a voice like this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Because it was a really calming voice, And it was...
Me and all the girls, when we done 7 years ago now, I'd done the hypnobirthing first time around, half of us would be asleep at the end.
Yeah. I slept so much better for the whole week as well. And so I didn't do hypnotherapy because I just don't have the time to go to a practice and sit in a chair or sit on a bed and whatever. But we did it on Zoom.
Yeah, it's a lot more common to
which
do it on
was fantastic.
Zoom.
Doing it in my own home.
Yeah.
Away from, because I felt a bit silly.
Yeah.
And but the comfort of my own home was fantastic.
Yeah, I work a lot with clients these days over Zoom and Teams, because like you just said, people have busy lives. Yeah, so actually trying to go and see someone.
Maybe we need a Zoom, because that's what because I wouldn't go anywhere now. So just,
And a lot of brides, particularly, they've probably got normal full-time jobs, and they're trying to plan a wedding.
Which is another job.
So it's a job in itself.
Yeah.
So it's like, when do you have the time to actually book and go and see someone? So Zoom is a great option. Obviously, you can do that at the weekend, you can do that evenings, and we've done the same.
Yeah.
Trying to find a time to fit it in.
Yeah, I just locked myself in the study. Then we had roadworks.
Yes.
So then I moved myself to a different room in the back.
Well, the good thing is, people think, oh, well, where I am is quite noisy. Doesn't really matter too much.
I have to say, I probably actually concentrated more on you with that roadworks going on, with the earphones on, than I did in the silent room.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of, in a way, sometimes when there's noises outside, I don't know if you're the same, I find this.
I make my own noises if it's too quiet. Oh no, that sounds like I sit there farting.
You do.
No, I mean,
you do.
My head goes.
You do.
My head will start going.
I won't
what
miss
about
that.
this? What about this? What about this? Like my head would, but if there's noise, I wouldn't be able to think. So that's good, because I'll overthink everything. Even doing hypno, my mind will be going.
Yeah. So some people will have music in the background. Mm-hmm. It's like when you're trying to maybe concentrate, some people prefer music in the background.
I did do the music.
I have
last time.
My daughter-in-law laughed at me. Was it last year? I can't remember. But I was looking after little one, and she went out. So I got my laptop out. I had my phone out and I had the iPad, so I had Love Island going on here, I had all my reels going on here, and I was working at the same time. She went, how can you do it? So I can listen to 2 programs at the same time and work, and I actually work better when there's more noise around me. I can't do it when there's people. It's different when I've got physical people.
People are different,
you know, when you've come up to me.
Oh gosh, she has a
and
fucking breakdown. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear then. So I was just like,
definitely
Sharon, she'll be like, no, and I'm like, Jesus.
but they're in my face. I've got them both. Kira, you, and they're going in there, like, you know, and I'm trying to like
goes into her own little zone. Anywho, yeah.
What are I also talked about Zooms. So that was a thing I was really, really worried about. Thinking that's weird because you're going to be watching me dribbling when I'm in my zone, or because I thought that I would be like out like a light, like you go on these TV programs.
So what were you sat up? Were you laying down?
And next minute I'd be, there's a funny story about this. Then I'll be dribbling, you'd be watching me dribble, but we do closed screens, don't we?
Yeah, you don't.
I was going to say, if you
don't watch me,
it's good to check on the individual, make sure everything's okay, and they're fine, obviously. Yeah. And we can talk about that in a moment because people have perceptions of what hypnotherapy is.
Yeah, but it's actually one of my questions here.
Oh, great. But yeah, you don't need to be looking at the person because you think, well, why would that person want to do that?
It's a good job you weren't watching me on that first one because, again, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so you said, get yourself cozy, get yourself warm, and I closed the curtains, and so I was in the study, so there's like a little sofa bed, and I wasn't expecting to slump.
Well,
because I was still conscious.
You're relaxing, and it's important, obviously, to find the right people.
Yeah.
For this as well, because it's a trust thing as well. Like any appointment, you go and see somebody. When you go for a dress fitting, you've got to sort of have a good relationship with the person, and you got to feel comfortable with them, so you can relax. Yeah. And building that repertoire.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, because we've spoken, we've been on your podcast, and so I felt that I did know you and trust you, but because I was a little bit, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Next minute, I'm like.
It's like saying, I'm not going to fall asleep. I'm not going to fall asleep.
No. And I was still awake. I was still there. But the problem is that I did slump, and then I was sinking down and down. And the curtain tie back, which is metal, it's got a ball on the end, literally was stuck to my head, but it stopped me falling. But the whole time, but what was really weird is that the whole time
against a curtain pole.
I was with a ball here, and I'm thinking, this is so uncomfortable. I've got a crick in my neck. This is so uncomfortable. I was so relaxed. It's the weirdest thing ever.
I always used to come away from hypno like really relaxed. Well, most of us would be asleep and we'd have to get woken up.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say I was asleep. I was very conscious of what was going on around me, but that was really weird. So I'm glad that you weren't watching me.
Because the whole point...
It's like I've got a video of you with that ball in your head.
It's a big ball
normally
as well.
You're drunk. So yeah, that's the whole point of being in that relaxed state, because what it's really doing is just calming your brain and really working on your subconscious.
Yeah. Okay.
And talking to the other part of your brain. So just cutting the chatter and just getting yourself in a relaxed state and stopping that self-talk of, I can't do this, I'm going to panic, and just saying, shut up.
What's the part of that brain that you need to... Is it called your amalga or amygdala? There's a part of the brain that's like the panicky thing. I'll find out. TBC.
Let us know. But it's the voices in the head, isn't it?
In a nice way, yeah.
Yeah.
It is the voice in the head. Yeah. It is sort of really sending you into this state. Yeah, it's constantly going. So it calms it down. And then you use various techniques to really give people that confidence and that calm for the situation. Yeah. So what we would have done in our session, if you don't mind me sharing a little bit.
No, fine. Share away. Yeah.
Generally, you start off, if this is an hour session, you would normally start for maybe about 20, 30 minutes of getting that individual into a relaxed state.
Oh, okay. So really going in.
Talking calmly, reassuringly, and getting them to relax. And
I'm finding myself going,
I'm putting the voice on now.
Are you asking Sharon things and Sharon's talking to you?
No.
Sharon is literally like this,
She's just
comfy,
would be
you're
lying
talking to
back
her.
or sitting up.
Right.
And
So
I
You'd have loved it. Nothing.
I would say a popular one is just really imagine a ray of light on you, and that's warm.
I felt
and calming.
Oh, and you see where it trickles down.
And it trickles down, so you relax your head.
I done that last time, and then it says and down to your toes, and then all of a sudden your toes feel really warm and like you
So
can
you're relaxing
feel
your
it.
body, and then normally you do a deepener where you relax your mind. And a popular one is imagine a staircase in front of you with 10 steps.
Yes.
You did the steps.
And you take the first step down and you feel calmer and more relaxed. And then
Did you tell me
deeper
this?
to the 9th step.
Yeah.
And your mind will slowly start to calm down again. And then you probably go into maybe a relaxing beach or a garden or somewhere we talked about where you would find relaxing.
Yeah.
And you use that to really calm the person and kind of think of the situation they feel really anxious about. And that might be getting married, or it might just be the whole wedding planning. And you kind of implant that into a relaxing scene.
Yeah.
And that will trickle through. And then after the hour, they'll think about, well, how do you feel about getting married? How do you feel about this particular part of the wedding? Oh, yeah, actually, it's weird. Because I think you said this and people do. It's really strange. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I always say, what is at the start?
It's not a big thing, it's a small thing
It's
that
a
I've
small
made big.
thing.
Yeah. You also, and I don't mind sharing this, but you also helped me from that into other aspects. And habits.
Yes.
Food habits. And what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. But just lifestyle habits and stuff like that. And having ADHD, my brain is forward thinking. So we talked about the last show. I meant to say guitar, and something else came out instead.
She said giant dildo.
I don't think I said giant, but
You said a big.
That's okay. Didn't say giant.
it's different,
But yeah.
But my brain runs faster than my mouth, if that makes sense. And so I'm definitely an overthinker. But you calmed that side down, so I was able to take a step back and then make decisions before the brain took over.
Yeah. And it's an important point you talk about the brain taking over, because I think people sometimes have a misconception of what hypnotherapy is. I think people either think it's the swinging watch back and forth.
Yeah,
or
can we
it's
talk about
Britain.
this? Because it's a big question, and I asked the audience, for questions and stuff like that, and that was, is he going to click his fingers and put me out? Is it, so tell us about this.
Am I going to end up clucking like a chicken?
Yes.
All that kind of. No, you're always in control. You're not hacking someone's mind. You're not taking over someone's mind. Basically, you just really just helping them get to a relaxed state. So how I describe it is when you go to the cinema or you go to the theatre and you go and it's quite dark around you, and then after like about 10 minutes you settle in and you enjoy what's on the stage, what's on the screen, and you feel relaxed and you're really into it, and you start believing the actors and the characters, and you start really getting invested in what they're saying. In a different world. Now, if I said to you, Lauren, oh, you do realise that's an actor, and I was sat next to you, suddenly you might snap out of it and go, oh yeah, it is.
You'll see all the flaws.
Yeah, and suddenly you might look at it differently.
Yeah.
And it's the same with hypnotherapy. At any point, you can just be out of it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You're still in control, but it's really just getting you to a state that you feel relaxed and comfortable. So there's no worries. Studies have shown nobody's ever died and nobody's ever really been affected by hypnotherapy. And there's a difference between hypnosis, stage hypnosis, where people go up and it's something you might see. And
because you've seen that in the press where, people have been put under on stage and then they've left and then they've got into an accident or something because they're still under. That definitely didn't happen
in a
to
trance.
me. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, I don't.
You do the due care really to make sure that the individual is back up. And in control.
We had conversations
you have a chat afterwards. How do you
spend time
feel?
before a load of pregnant women got in their cars. Do you know what I mean? After our things, and we'd have a little biscuit and a drink.
So this goes for another question. You're qualified. Okay. Are there people out there that are not qualified that could be doing it?
From a legal perspective, anybody can say they're a hypnotherapist. There isn't a legal requirement.
No way.
Yeah, and this is something really been campaigning for a very long time.
Okay.
However, those individuals pretty much get found out quite quickly. There's different councils and governing bodies that you can join or not join. But yeah, anybody can say. But it's like one of the popular things at the minute is people can give like injections.
I was just going to say, me and my mum had this conversation yesterday.
Cosmetic injections, and they don't have to be qualified.
Yeah.
No.
So I always say, do your research, and that's why I said it's about the relationship. Does this person seem credible? Do I know this individual? Do they come across as somebody that I can trust? Because apart from that, it's also financial. You want to make sure it works.
There's a lot,
So like anything, is do your due diligence, definitely. But
we got a man waving at us, and it needs to bring the game on.
When it's coming on, I've got a quick question.
Go on in.
So this is what I had when I was panicking about birth 6.5 years ago, and I didn't need to because it worked. But my thing is, so you can do hypnobirthing and then you have your session and you go into your state and all of that and you feel really relaxed. I'm about to walk down an aisle in 5 minutes and I need to get my, like, you can't
your shit together.
You can't get yourself in that as you're walking.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like the little quick fixes, or is that when you do the
here?
Yeah, there's quick fixes.
Because I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So I can be in a lovely, like when I'm in, I know someone that's pregnant, I'm just asking advice. So like if I'm, say, in labour, I've got myself in the zone and then a contraction comes and then I'm like, oh my God. And then you can't, how do you get in the zone?
Well, there's techniques that he's taught you.
Yeah, there's the one I've taught you. There's another one where if you've got a trusted individual that can help you. So if you say, well, what's my trigger word? If somebody gives you that trigger word, that can help you snap out of it.
Okay.
Depending what it is. So it's like any situation, when you feel like I'm losing control, I'm out of breath, and what would you do then? You would be with that person and you would say, okay, deep breaths. So you're just being more qualified in that situation to help that individual out. So you're doing a lot of the pre-planning beforehand with sessions.
Yeah.
One, so they don't get into that situation. And two, they know what to do if they do.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, you can have little quick fixes.
Like a little quick, that's what I'm thinking, like a quick fix. Like.
And a lot of things is going from one thing to another. So when you click your fingers, people straight away look up. And then you can teach people how to do that. So that's why I said I was trusted individual. Or yourself, if you just do that, that can really sharpen your mind.
Slap around the face. That's not good.
Throw water in your face.
For me, I do what he's taught me. I think about my place and I pinch here, flip the table, ask us a question.
Oh no, I thought flip it.
You do this every time.
I was going to do this.
Switch it is the other one.
Oh, okay.
Flip the table.
So it can be about anything. To both of you, or
one each if you want.
One each. Okay. What do you enjoy about doing this show, Sharon?
I don't know, it just gives me a buzz afterwards. It's obviously meeting people. I love talking to people. But for our suppliers, it's helping them promote their business. But I love them talking about what they do and the passion that comes out of them that they didn't actually realise that they had, or they had it a long time ago. So it's reigniting that and giving them the confidence going out of here, going, right, I need to do more socials, I need to do this, I need to start. When you work for yourself, you are a lone ranger. You're not working for a company that is going to send you on team building courses or anything like that. You're the only person that's going to do this at the end of the day, and you get lost up in it, really. So to see that those suppliers bounce out of here going, I know exactly what I'm going to do now. But in return, the messages and comments that we're getting from couples that we're helping coming in, it just makes me glow. It's the wrong word, but it gets me. I just love it.
Yeah, you can see you just come alive when you're on camera.
Yeah, and also I think for me, talking to a supplier, I'm independent. I'm the lone boss, and it's a lonely place.
Yeah.
No, at the end of the day, these guys can lock up and go home. I mean, they are truly invested, but they can lock up and go home and get on with their lives. I take my work home with me. I sleep still with spreadsheets going on in my head and all the marketing. I wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, great idea. And go back to sleep, but I'm constantly on the go. I cannot leave it in the shop. So it is hard. And but when you're talking to fellow suppliers that are going through the same thing, you don't feel so alone. You?
Oh yeah, what's my question?
I'll ask you a more fun one then.
Oh, okay.
Considering
Mine was deep.
Considering you're pregnant, what's the best thing about being pregnant?
I think it's...
Because I haven't been pregnant
yet. She can rinse Sharon's credit card with McDonald's.
Oh God, no, you put me off McDonald's after you sent me that video. I think it is just, when you think about it, like the other day, I literally had my tummy out. I said to John, like, there is a baby in there. Like, how incredible is that? And he's always said, like, oh, I wonder what it feels like for you. But I say to him, like, when he puts his hand there, I'm like, what does it feel like? And he was like, I couldn't imagine, like, what it feels like. And I think it's just the moves, like, and sometimes I will have, like, I keep having really anxious moments of where I'm freaking out about doing this again. And because I'm having another little girl, I'm like, how on earth am I going to love another human as much as I love the one that I've had for nearly 7 years? Like, and I get really upset about it, like, really upset, like I could cry. You're going to set me off, don't touch me.
It's meant to be a fun question.
I know, and then I'll really panic and I'll just be on my own driving and then I'll just get like a little bump and then I'm like, oh, like I feel like she can hear my thoughts and things like that. So I'm like, just little things, or I'll panic and then it's kind of like, it's all right, Mum, we can do this. Like,
got you.
Yeah, and it's like I like the feeling that I'm never really on my own because I've got a little person, and I think it's the little moves and just, it's just amazing. I think I get more emotional because I just think this will be probably the last one, and I'm like trying to soak it all up, but it's also been like really hard.
It's been a hard pregnancy.
Yeah,
really hard. But
she's been
ill.
Great, but I've just the sickness, the pains, all
But that's
stuff.
the thing, and that's the thing about using hypnotherapy as well. It's reframing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people talk about pregnancy, and I've worked with pregnant women and brides, obviously, who are pregnant as well, and that's a concern that they have about fitting into the dress and anxiety linked to that.
Yeah.
But
so you can do this at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all the step every single way of getting married from the very beginning till probably a month or even a few weeks beforehand. And it's just reframing, because a lot of people think, oh, it's so stressful, wedding planning, etc. It's so stressful, pregnancy, which it is, I understand that. But it's kind of reframe it into all the benefits and all the positives. And then if you think about something positively, then you're going to enjoy it and you're not going to feel anxious. So it's just really twisting, flipping the table.
Flipping the table. No. Yeah, it's going to sound really fancy thing to say. You've changed my life.
Oh,
you've given me, not to change my life, you've given me freedom.
Yeah.
I get in that car now and I'm excited. I've earned every penny to buy that car.
Yeah, in the car park doing handbrake turns.
Oh, that was you earlier.
I can't. It's not
the twin exhaust.
It's automatic.
You see her at McDonald's car park, with the kids.
But it's not so much the driving; it's the freedom. I saved up for that car. It was a little treat for myself. And it was just sitting there, and I was frightened to drive it. There's other stuff in my life that you've helped me out as well personally, and you've changed my life.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
Yeah, but you. Wow. But you have, and I've tried all the apps.
Yeah.
I was frightened to do hypnotherapy because I didn't want to be put under, because it doesn't give me control. Having my own business, I have to be in control. So I've learnt that for 24 years. But so handing that over and going, right, go on then, was quite hard for me.
The way I see it, and it sounds a bit of a cliche, but it's like a massage for the mind.
Yes, I
and
that.
You would go
I like that.
You can use that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can go to the gym.
Thanks.
And work on your physical body.
Yeah.
And what will happen. You'll gain muscle or lose weight. You know that. It's the same for the mind.
Yeah.
It's going to work, isn't it? If you do these exercises, if you do these certain techniques, it's going to work, isn't it? So, yeah.
And we don't look after our minds. We don't protect our minds. And we, you know, like you said, it's the gym for the brain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's important. It really is, because on the day you have, I see brides coming in and they've worked so hard. They've researched, they've saved up, they've done everything possible. But when they get to me, that they're in breakdown mode.
Yeah.
And they don't enjoy the day, and that is heartbreaking. That's probably the worst part of my job, is watching these girls going, I want it to be over.
Yeah.
They're not buzzing for it, or they're pretending that they're buzzing for it, and they actually aren't. You know, so having you on, we're hoping is going to give the girls and the boys tools to get,
and the mums as well. Some of the mums get in such a state.
I know. Well, they're trying to protect their side as well.
And they're running around doing the dress and everything.
Exactly. Where can everybody? You need to book this man.
Yeah, but can everyone just wait a couple of weeks till I've had a baby and then book him?
And then book him. You need to. Where can everybody find you into this camera?
Sure. So various different ways. My website is lifeisaspeech.com. So you'll find under hypnotherapy that you can contact me regarding that. And on Instagram as well, which is Life is a Speech. You'll find me on there as well. So email, again, info@lifeisaspeech. That's my company. So any way possible you can contact me and drop me a line and we can talk. Because what I generally like to do is just sort of understand what that individual is looking for, and if it is hypnotherapy or NLP, I'll work with you to understand what's the best way forward, and we can get you there.
Fantastic, honestly. Before you go, this is your last show.
Right.
And this man...
Oh, it's not a speech, is it?
It's a speech writer, but you didn't help me with this.
I'm like hanging on by a thread at the minute with emotions.
And I didn't use AI or chat GBT for this.
Georgia showed me how to do it.
Oh.
She done it and she went...
Can you just shut up a moment?
Oh, okay, but it's really clever. She done a whole complaint about me in the shop.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Right, here we go. You want to hold my hand?
No.
Well, Lauren, or as I like to call you, my little Arthur.
Arthur.
Here we are. The moment that we've all been dreading, mostly because none of us can still figure out where you've put that folder.
What folder?
What folder? Sender of millions of texts and voice notes, some with more detail than a police report. You truly left your mark on the podcast, on the business, and definitely on the WhatsApp storage space. Lauren, you've come such a long way. You can now open a lever arch folder with or without fear or injury. That, my friend, is growth. But let's not get carried away, because watching you try and open a cardboard box still is one of life's great spectacles.
I hate the feel of them.
Like an Olympic sport in slow motion with commentary.
I changed the fuse in the plug socket, didn't I? In the Hoover. That's good.
As for pinning, well, let's just say you haven't mastered it yet.
No.
Maybe some hypnotherapy from Richard may help us both when you're back.
I'm great at clipping though.
But beyond the folders, the files, the pins and the paper cuts, you are the heart of what we do. You make everything feel brighter, funnier and more alive. You're not just a colleague. You're not just someone I work with. You are my co-host, my confidant and my other half of every ridiculous episode and the star of every voice note that is absolutely should never be played in public.
This is why people think we're lesbians.
You are my aunt to my deck.
Oh, God.
You are my Pete Wicks to my Sam Thompson. But more than that all, you are my friend. When you've had the baby, we're going out. We're going to go dancing. I'm going to show you to dance like you've got no bones in your body. And can finally teach you how to dance on tables without falling off them.
I was probably pregnant as well.
You're a fantastic mummy to Elsie Ray, but you're going to be an incredible mummy to two gorgeous little girls. Lauren, I'm going to miss you more than I can say.
Oh, don't!
But I cannot wait to hear about the next wild, mad, beautiful adventures you're about to dive into. And yes, I'm absolutely expecting voice notes every single bloody day. You are loved and you are a legend. And we'll be counting down the days until you're back, lighting up our lives, one box, one folder, one laugh at a time. Lauren, I love you.
Thanks, that's lovely. Oh, thank you.
Before we go.
Oh, there's another page.
Because the girls couldn't be here today.
Sorry, I've literally got, it's not a nervous cough, I've actually got a tickle in my cough.
Because the girls couldn't be here today, they've all sent me a little message for you.
Oh, God, don't.
One of the funniest, kindest people I've ever met. One of a kind, never met a nervous pooper, but there's a first for everything. Jessie.
Is it Jessie? Oh, Jessie.
Lauren is... Everybody sent these texts individually. Nobody knew what everybody had written, by the way. Lauren is a beautiful soul with such a kind heart. She is a joy to work with, and our laughs are the best. I choose you. Kira.
I love her.
Lauren has the ability to make everybody feel loved, feel seen, and totally at ease. She's such a joy to be around, and I can't wait to meet your baby.
Who's that?
Mesa.
Oh,
Positivity.
she's so kind.
She is funny, she is sweet, she is smiley. I never forget the time she shocked Sharon and I when she pretended to fall over when she was pregnant. Absolute dick.
Oh my God, Morgan.
Is that okay for a speech? Love, Morgan.
Oh. Listen.
Finally. Your laughter made the start of every week something to look forward to. You spotting and plucking my grey hairs.
Oh, don't, because she'll make me cry because I haven't said bye to her properly yet. 'Cause I can't
And
do
our
it.
pizza chats are the best kind of therapy. I'm going to miss our Mondays more than you will know, but I can't wait to see you smash this next chapter in your life. Love you. Kiss, kiss, Georgia.
See, Georgia makes me cry.
We are going to miss you so much.
I'm not dying. I'm not going
You're not
anywhere.
dying.
So I don't do buys very well. So that's me.
But we're definitely going to have you in between, aren't we? As a guest. You can come in as a guest.
Oh God, I get the comfy chair.
You get the comfy chair.
Slumped like a slug.
You're still going to be sat there. So before we go, thank you, Richard, so much for coming in. Honestly, I cannot recommend
Great
you
socks,
enough.
by the way.
Always great
Camel,
socks.
camel.
Socks.
Camel toe.
Camel toe. There you go.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you again for everything that you're doing out there. Thank you for those little messages. Also, those comments. Keep those comments on all our episodes. It really does help us grow. It also helps other couples watching this as well. Thank you for supporting us in every way that you do, and all the messages that have been coming through to Lauren, which I'll let her have afterwards because it's going to be a mess if I read them all out.
I was going to say I haven't had any messages. What messages?
I'm going to give them to you later.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.